No Cappin podcast, where we bring to you the lifestyle, the insight and the culture alongside some wavy special guests whilst we sip on a bit of Havana Club. You know the vibes. Come join me. No Cappin, I'm in a building, you know the vibes. I had to bring along some special guests, some friends them, man. Before we do start, we always have to take a shot. That's like the one tradition that's here still. Obviously, for those that are watching, P has given up alcohol, so he's gonna have a shot of the water still.
A big shot, innit?
Is this a double?
Quadruple, bruv.
I don't know who poured it still. I don't know what poured it still. But yeah, done now. Let's get it. So obviously here on No Cappin, we always like to ask people random questions that come from the bottle, from the cup. P, do you want to start off and just pick one random one? Bro, we didn't even mix it around, fam. Oh, go on.
No mixer. Okay. Staple outfits, accessories people would wear when going out. It depends. Sometimes it could be from a side bag to maybe a hat.
Any person that raised with a side bag scares me. What have you got in there?
But you know what's mad, yeah? You wouldn't wear it a lot here, but if you're abroad, it's the best
100.
accessory you can have.
Yeah.
That's a fact, yeah.
So I say, yeah, that, or them fake glasses that the man don't wear sometimes.
Woo!
But not designer fake.
Shade. Yeah, shade.
The clear ones that you're not prescribed to.
Oh, okay. Them ones. Fair.
What was the worst shades back in the day that people used to wear? Remember the Kanye West shutter ones?
Oh, yeah.
The graduation ones.
Yeah.
When I started to see that in Primark, that's when I knew that
Hideous shade.
you don't need it.
What hideous accessory? Rob, what else would you say was like a necessity?
You guys
for?
fear the people with the side bags, yeah? I fear the people with headbands. People that come to the rave with headbands are people to be feared. I promise you.
Why?
You don't know what's up in them headbands.
I just thought it was finished kicking ball or something.
I've never heard that before.
You never see someone with a headband?
I've seen them before, but I've never thought about what they might be hiding in their headband.
Honestly. Like, they look like they've come to rave, but if it has to go Bruce Lee way, we're going Bruce Lee way as well. Everything's coming off.
Straight away, I just think of people like the Ronaldinho and them man there, bruv. I just think of someone who's just kicking ball, just come there.
not
you
in
know.
the rave though. That's
It's
a bit
not.
wild.
It's not.
Yeah, I get him.
It's not
You think,
suitable.
well, like, yeah.
But what headband do you mean? Do you mean like the Soldier Boy Gucci headband?
I've seen Soulja Boy Gucci. I've seen basketball headbands.
Man, okay, with NBA.
NBA. People come with NBA. Like,
With LeBron James and them man. Boy, yo.
I promise you.
Boy, yo.
You might have been the uni I went to, but boy. Yeah, it's a real thing.
Man. Claudia, obviously you got the next one still. If these questions are peak, I did not write them still.
This is a long one. Do you think uni parties still offer the same opportunities for people looking to get into music? Well, currently no, because we're in a pandemic.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can't lie, when I was in uni, I feel like that was the peak time. Like, even P. Montana's name was a big deal when I was in uni. Yeah, honestly. like uni, when I was at uni, it was massive. However, one thing I will say, when it comes to the music scene now, UK music is popping off. So that is different, because when I was in uni, my uni age was like 2013 to 2016. We were listening to a lot of American music in the raves and like Afro beats and all that. Yeah, UK music wasn't popping off as much as it is now. Whereas now you can go to a turn up and there'll be hella UK music. Like, there's a lot of things. So on that sense, I will say that things might be a bit better for people here in the UK trying to get into the scene.
You guys agree? Disagree?
No, I agree, but it depends what area you're coming from, because it's like, and what you're trying to get into. Obviously, as a DJ or an MC, it's good to go to the raves to network, so that could be the start stage for you. Or if you're like an influencer, like a lot of them used to go to a lot of parties where they met different people from different universities at parties, so that could also be like a start-up point. And as well as like when I was doing the uni circuit, that's when the UK music started to form. So it went from like the Forum Hertfordshire that used to sell out, like bring Trey Songz, Tiger, to then now seeing Lethal B, and then a lot of the UK artists. So then, and even like, there was two types of parties as well. There was the parties put on by the actual universities, which was like more mixed, and you had the more urban, And the more urban was the one that was predominantly playing like the Afrobeat, Fragment, the UK, and then that's when the UK music started to go off more. So you started to see the student promoters start booking more of the local acts. So then that's where and that's where the transition kind of came from, and they just circulated then like Stormzy. Before he blew big time, he was doing his circuit runs, same as NSG. You know what I'm trying to say? So there's a lot of people that kind of started from there, and then obviously went commercial and made millions.
Facts. Rob, you agree?
Do you know what? Before lockdown and stuff, I've started to see the next wave of uni DJs that are coming through. And there's some young boys, they're doing some big stuff, doing some good stuff, and it helps with the rise of the UK music scene as well. It's all just sort of cyclical, but I remember when I was there, it was the sort of house to grime resurgence when I was at uni, and then Afrobeats came to the forefront a bit more, and then UK slid in through there from my uni where I was literally.
So that was like the That's Not Me era onwards.
Yeah,
the German whip era.
German whip, you know, headband gang in the brain.
Shout out LeBron James and them man there, bro. Rob, last but not least, my guy. To be fair, you can just keep it there.
You know when you first brought that cup, you know I thought it was a shot. I was thinking, what, you get something special?
Did uni help prepare you for when you got into the music industry? I think, because of my journey, it did massively, because uni was literally my gateway into getting into radio and stuff. It didn't prepare me for what the music industry is that no one tells you about, but I feel like that corporate industry side of stuff, it fully did. But that could just be my uni though.
100%. Guys, same thing?
What was the question again?
Did uni help you get into your... Well, obviously for you it did, but
obviously from then, that's like, it was kind of like the foundation. But when I started, there was no one doing what I was doing. So it's kind of like, from then I had to kind of like learn how to do this X, Y, Z, but it definitely helped in terms of like network and building a brand and that standpoint.
Definitely. Cool.
So my stance is completely different, because I went to uni, but I studied something that would make my mum happy. I'm a maths kind of girl. My family's all maths. So I went into uni to study business economics. And I remember being at uni as well, saying I want to be a presenter. I want to get into presenting. And I just had to finish uni before I could get into it. And I remember stepping into the corporate world and I was just like, this isn't for me, like at all. But because I finished uni and I'd done that, made my family happy, it put me in a position where I could just do what I needed to do. But I met the right people in uni, and I just, I've just been doing my thing since then.
100%. Bruv, thinking of uni, do you know what? Obviously,
look at you smiling.
Bruv, uni was fun, fam. Uni was so fun.
Why was it fun?
Do you want to lie the truth?
Hey, this is your show.
I don't know if my mum's watching still, but bruv, uni was a movie, man. What? Obviously, that's why I had to move university.
We're going there.
Yeah, we're going there. Let's go there. Let's go there. The first uni I went to Bedfordshire. I went there for...
Them times Bedfordshire was mad as well.
You know.
We know Bedfordshire was mad.
I can't confirm it. You know, funny enough, I think my uni was beefing with yours.
Yeah, there was.
Swear down, there used to be uni beef like that?
Yeah, it was all them stupid older year groups that used to fight each other. So obviously, if you men are watching, sorry, but you men were stupid still. But like they used to do it and stuff. I didn't care about the whole uni beef stuff. But there, and then I left. I went to Staffordshire to concentrate more, because I remember my mum was like, she's never coming to visit me. It's like, I can tell you're up to something, you're up to no good, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, how do you know, bruv? Like, how do you know what's going on?
Women just know.
They just know. So, yeah, trust me. And then from there, that's why I went to Staffordshire. That's based in Stoke-on-Trent. To actually like focus on,
you was great. I visited that uni one time. When I visited after that trade year, like, that's fun.
Yeah,
man.
trust me, that 3-hour journey driving, or like 2.5 on train. Yeah, man, I had to leave. But where did you guys obviously go to?
I went to Hertfordshire University.
What did you study?
At first, I went there studying sports and business. Then I done a module in marketing, and I really liked that.
Yeah.
And then I'd switched to marketing. So then,
I went to Roehampton, southwest London.
So you were still in the end?
Yeah, so do you know what? I had an option. I had to either leave or drive, and I wanted to drive real bad, like real bad. So I picked driving. Yeah.
That means you blew your student loan on a fresh whip.
No, I wasn't a student loan. I had it sorted.
Sorry.
It wasn't a student loan. It was not student loan. I worked hard for it.
Sorry. Rob.
What's further, Leeds or Staffordshire?
Leeds is further.
Leeds is further, so I went the furthest. Yeah, I went to Leeds.
Yeah.
It was all right on train. It was calm. 2 hours, 15 minutes, 3.5 hour drive. It was like it was like the sticks of uni.
Because my dad lives in Leeds. It's far.
Yeah, no, it's far. It's far.
What I would say always about uni was the culture and the impact. If I was to ask you all, like, what did uni culture mean to you guys?
It's mad because it's like you kind of hang around and form with people that are similar to you. So that's the kind of outside of college and secondary school. That's the first time, and you're living independent. So it's kind of like they're your family, but they're not really your family, you know what I'm trying to say? So that's the first time I did that. And then obviously when you go to parties with people with similar interests as you. When you go to lectures, you kind of hang around the same people. So that's when the culture started to kick in. And then when something happened in the industry or within the scene, like, it's those people that you celebrate with as well. So it's kind of that. And then it went from university to then like hanging around with them more in London. Okay. So you took it from there back to London, and then that was the kind of first taste of culture within university, I'd say.
What I would always say is funny is that regardless of any university you went to, if like you were here in a rave, it's South London in the building, then
mate,
always
you don't make noise.
And I'm like, hold on, we're in Quay land, but yet South London's
always,
still here.
Always there, yeah.
What's going on,
I feel
bro?
like South is overpopulated because you have representation everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, shout out South London every single time.
One culture that's not ever gonna lose its way is man them finding girls to cook for them.
Oh, Pete, are we going there? Let's go there.
Hey,
Let's go
there.
Yo.
What did you guys have? The mac and cheese, the pasta bake, the barbecue wings?
There was
What did you
levels to
get?
this thing.
It depends what day.
Yeah, it was levels to this thing. So, like, for instance, what you would do is, because you have to have them on trial. So you'll start off with a calm, like, I don't know, let's say like a rice and chicken or something.
But you know what? Sometimes it starts from bringing. So someone else will bring you. Like, my bedroom's cooking.
It'll be your bedroom. That's
So you're plus one in?
Yeah, literally. Listen, big man, you're there on the side. So you'll go there, you'll have like, you know, like a rice and wings or something. It's like minor.
Stuff like
something light. And then as it grows more and more, that's when it starts getting a bit heavier. You know, some days will be soulful Sundays. Like, I'm gonna make a mac and cheese. I'm gonna make lasagna. You get me? Something like that. I'm making lasagna. You're like,
and it goes from not going home on the weekends to chilling because you know
chilling. When you go back home, when your parents are telling you, no, you put on, but you're eating well. It's like, you know, back and down the road are cooking for us. So yeah, it was that. Bro, for some of the gallum, they were missing lectures for it as well, you know.
Missing lectures?
They were missing lectures.
Missing lectures? What?
Gallum were
to season the chicken?
To cook for the man, to marinate the thing well done.
No, man.
That's crazy. Did you not have that around yours?
Yes, obviously. I'm not gonna lie. There was one time me and my girls cooked food for us.
Oh, so that
One time.
One time.
Was it a 1 time or a 2 time?
Nah, this is a one time.
This is a
but
one
do you know
time.
what's crazy? Like for me, I think obviously one of the girls I'm not cool with her anymore. But
her cooking was shit.
no, do you know what it is? You do learn about like how people cook differently though, in terms of cultures and stuff. And that's one thing I definitely learned. And I definitely learned why my mum always tells me you don't just go eat at anyone's house. But
did you see dirty things that they used to do? Like,
it's not dirty things, it's just like simple things like for instance, like, you know, like chicken, like, you know, when you clean it and you're meant to take out like the gut and stuff. I didn't know that some people don't do that. Yeah, so
that's diarrhea right there, man.
Yeah, no, so something like that is a bit like,
you know, the guys that she cooks for, are they still alive?
Oh yeah, they're alive.
Just asking.
Yeah, obviously I didn't touch that chicken, but but yeah, no, I'm quite stubborn, so it's very difficult to get me to do something like cook for you like that unless I'm feeling you. I need to be feeling you.
You gotta at least once.
Yeah, I did it that one time I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean?
But not with friends, just you by yourself.
Oh no.
Where you went there carrying the bags to Tesco.
A special
Nah,
thing.
I didn't do a one-on-one.
Wow.
You sure?
Yeah,
What did
I'm
you
very
make?
sure. we made like chicken, there was like fried rice and like plantain. Like it was a simple thing. If anything, it was a group setting, so it wasn't even a big deal. Yeah.
Do you know what you can monitor it in though? When the meals start upgrading, you know someo's feeling you. Maybe sometimes you do it
But what would be an upgraded meal in university?
You know all the levels. He's passed the levels. He's passed all of them.
You know what's DJing. You know what's DJing.
They're bringing you drinks to the booth for that, man.
You're thirsty.
As a disclaimer, yeah, when you get booked, you get a rider.
Oh, what you
Part of the rider in the contract.
So you was there to say, hey babes, I've got a bottle still. Where's your glass?
I need evidence.
Oh, what you Sorry, but that's just
So you might start off at a humble pasta and then you upgrade. Yeah, like a pesto pasta sometimes, like a
See the
humble
pesto
one.
pastas, those are for the girls who just learned how to cook in
Wow.
university.
Swear down.
Because those are the levels of, I mean, obviously from a friend. I heard from a friend, you know, that there was levels to it, like the pasta bake.
Shall I tell you why the pesto pasta was different, yeah? The pesto pasta was for the ones that were shouting off, I never cooked for a man, blah, blah, blah. So they'll only give you a pesto pasta. You know, they'll only give you a humble thing. You know what I mean? You know, like, it's like something like, oh, let me just whip something up. You're here, oh, I got food. But then when you start upgrading, you see the mac and cheese, you see the jerk chicken, you see the rice and peas. You know when things have been cooked for a long time, it wasn't just a spare of the moment thing.
What's the elite level?
Jollof rice.
I don't think so, because Gellum were cooking that for free though.
Nah, because there's levels to it in itself. So to get a sweet one that makes it, the next level.
You know, she puts her heart into it.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you.
I think a curry goat, I never got to those levels.
I never had a curry.
Because you know a curry goat, you got to
That's because you
marinate
probably
it
get into the
well.
Afrobeat raves.
That's what you was doing. Man. No, it's things when you've got to marinate it overnight. That's when you know, like, yeah.
So we're thinking about you since yesterday.
Yeah. But funny stories. Let's get into a couple funny stories of university. What's the one story? Obviously, well, P, with you DJing, has there been like an artist that's come up to you one time and said, "Bro, you know, man, used to like listen to you."
Yeah, but that's not really funny though. It's like with stuff like that, you just take it on because you appreciate it, like they've been listening. But I'll say a funny story is one time in Hertfordshire, I had a house with a couple of the guys and then we done a pajama party.
Pajama parties.
Yo.
Before I met you, I knew about this party.
Yo, so we done a pajama party, yeah. Invite only.
Yeah.
So obviously you can imagine it was mad. So I had decks set up, I had drinks set up, absinthe, you know, absinthe 8%. And it was just invite only.
Yeah.
And obviously the back in them times, it was just the man them and then just bare girls. So the ratio was between like 1 to 5. Oof. You know what I'm saying? And obviously these times, obviously at the same time, man's like the main DJ at the university. So if I'm doing something, everyone knows. So then obviously on the day, like it's popping off, everyone's getting like enjoying, yakking. But on the day, like on the door, people come and say, yeah, like, can I pay to get in? This is to man's house, you know. And then you had guys on the door say, P, you know me, man. Please let me in, like, you know me, like £10.
So how did they know? Well, obviously people letting them know that this is the location and blah, blah, blah.
Probably like Snapchat sometimes.
So people are Snapchatting them, obviously seeing people when, you know,
or like, obviously like guys will
fully
have,
clothed
like
pajamas.
guys will have links that are going to a motive. So they'll be like, oh, what you want? Oh, I'm going to P's thing. Do you get it? So it's like word of mouth. So word of mouth was heavy in uni them times. So it was kind of like that. So then I just say it was interesting that people wanted the pay to come into the house.
Did you let them in?
Of course not.
But you know what's funny though? Paying to get into a house, when I went to LA a couple of years ago, that's normal.
Is that normal culture?
Yeah, so with LA, the clubs and stuff end at like 2-3 a.m, which is quite early. So after that, it's a thing where you're going on top of the hills to people's houses, their massive houses for parties. And when you get there, girls are calm, will be let in. But the guys, it's like $100 minimum to get in. And they'll have $100 minimum to get in. $100 minimum.
That's even before 10. That's even before 10 though.
100 minimum, yeah, LA don't play. Girls just come through, but guys, 100 minimum.
Man is outside the doors like, got these cheeseburgers, man. That's crazy. That's mad.
I think all my funny stories from uni are the ones that are left. Like I remember seeing people take drugs for the first time and that. Those sort of stories. Those sort of stories. Cause obviously I'm from the ends and I've never really seen no one. The way I didn't see none of that. I never saw none of that.
Yeah.
But you'll be going into big house parties, you just see people passed out on the chair, come like snowfall. You see people that go out there back. And then people offering you drugs and stuff. I'm like, raw, like, what, is this how it works? I'm going that way. So those are some of my funniest stories, man. Other than that, friends getting drunk, carrying them home, all of that happened often. I remember one time we went to pre-drinks at one of our friends' flat, but then my friend got so drunk he couldn't go, so we ended up staying. They came back and they were sick everywhere. He was just everywhere.
I think in uni, I remember there was one where one girl shot herself.
Nah, there was one time, there was a coach rave. So obviously there's probably a lot of people now wondering, what's a coach rave?
Yeah.
So obviously coach raves back in the day was basically...
Madness.
Yeah, like different universities used to link up on coaches with their own university and go to a destination to party. So one time, one girl went to the piss. So obviously the
coach had no toilet.
The coach is not stopping for no one.
Yeah.
Unless it's life and death.
Yeah.
Other than that, not stopping. And obviously she was burst.
Yeah.
She was drunk at the time. She really wanted to go, and like, you know when the girl's burst, you're talking to her but she's not hearing it.
Yeah.
Yo. And I think she was an international student as well. So like she wasn't having it. Then all of a sudden she got a bottle, started doing it, like she started coming up close, started doing her thing. That was she did. She had it in her hand. See everything dripping in her hand.
Yeah, because the aim isn't the same.
But obviously at the same time the coach is not stopping for no one.
Yeah.
What did she try and do? She tried to throw out the window.
It baptized her.
Not only her, everyone. Everyone was, couldn't believe it.
That's crazy.
And this time we're en route.
Not even the way back.
Not on the way back, we're en route.
That's violence though, that's violence.
Madness.
Oh my God.
Yo.
Damn. How did everyone react to her?
Like, it's like, I don't know, it's a weird one. Like, you couldn't really swing her because she's drunk. Like, you can't swing someone that's drunk. You just have to firm it.
That's the worst story I've ever heard.
That's mad.
I think the worst that happened is when a girl shot herself in a dance. Like we done a drink up in our house, and funny enough, this girl used to try and flex on everyone in university, and she got drunk, and then she went to the toilet, but we thought she was feeling sick, and then we came to a point towards like the end. We're like, hold on, you've been here for quite a while. Like, what's going on? Just opened the door and it's just like the fumes were slapping us in the face. She was literally there. It was like vomit was here, shit was there. I was just like, this is mad. I'm looking at everyone, I'm like, who the hell's gonna clean this? I looked at her bedroom and you know what to do.
Yeah.
Even though this is our house, you know what to do. The appliances are here, you know what to do.
There's no come back. I'll go another uni.
Yeah, you have to.
That's what I'm saying, you got to transfer after that.
You got to leave.
You got to transfer.
No raves, lectures home.
Or you got to join Christian Union and that's your thing now. You don't do anything else.
Yo.
My precious youth, shit all over the place. Now I've changed. Now I've changed my ways.
That's a mad testimony.
God has made me a new person.
Yo.
I think one of the key things as well with university was songs and like genres and stuff like that. Obviously we was an awkward era because I think we both went 2010, right?
2010, 2011.
Yeah, because I went uni 2010.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah,
from 2010 to like 2014.
Yeah.
And like we were there for the funk, just the end parts of the funky house era.
Yeah, the last.
Okay.
The last legs.
I was in
the last legs of the funky house
funky
era.
But that was the end of funky, and that's when Drake started his reign. Young Money
Reign.
Yeah, that's when they started. So then a lot of his tunes are popping off.
But you know what's mad? We were also the sneak boat era.
It's true.
We were the sneak boat
Just
era.
about,
The sneak boat was doing the uni runs as well.
Yeah, it was.
That's when Touch a Button was going crazy in the
Let me
raves.
show you, okay.
I would have loved that.
Touch a Button was going on in the raves. What else? What other like significant? Obviously, Talking the Hardest.
Yeah, funky.
The amount of fights.
Obviously, Bashment was always.
Yeah, Bashment was like 101 Vibes Cartel tunes. And then there was that shift where the Afro beats, there was more that was being introduced to. Because remember, it was the 1 or 2 WizKid tunes, was Tease Me and them type of
that's when the Afro.
Oh, so you lot caught Tease Me. I was still like the whole parties then. I was like,
So Tease Me, we was around that, but that was literally like my first year.
Okay.
So Tease Me around then. Don't Doll was that second year, wasn't it?
So like there was Kiss My Hand, there was Premier Girl, there's
You lot live.
No One Like You, then the
Yes.
Flavor Shower.
Yes.
Like, yo, those are the main songs. You know, there's the old school, new school. Those are the
Yeah.
But even with that, it seems like there wasn't a section of where you could play a full 30 minutes or an hour of it, though, was there?
No, it depends where you went. Because like if you went to like the big link-up raves, like the coach raves, there was always a
Because you
set
could play
there.
the old school tunes, you could play like the old hip life tunes or like the old Afrobeat
Yeah,
tunes.
you could play anything. Everyone was aware at them times. And then that's when the Afro beats in the UK started to form.
Yes, because there was the Mr. Silver.
So did you catch that era as well? That was you.
That was a pinnacle part of
Alright.
So whilst them songs are still going off, that's when the men that start make the music. So that's when the Bawsemami came, that's when the Sona came.
Yeah.
And then that's when like everyone started linking up.
Well, I even remember around then, because there was that awkward period, well not awkward period, but the period of where the funky MCs were coming out of it, and then some of them were making Afro beats like Silver and then you had some that were trying to do the rap thing.
Okay.
But it was, remember that awkward Drake rap era? Remember rapping like this, and then after they were rapping like that. And it's like, it was the most forced punchlines. I'm in the air, no Jordan. But it's not get me.
But if you look at the timeline, it's mad because like the UK tune that kind of broke, obviously other than Sneakbo, was the Reeks MB Blueprint.
That was the drill.
Because I was from South here, everyone used to recite this lyric. Well, if I was thinking, who and what is this?
But that period was when I came back. So that Reeks MB 6-7 period of like when the one Fiddy, like the trap in the bando, that was literally when I just came back.
That's probably when you lot started.
That's when you guys.
Do you know Trap in the Bando? My era caught the Afrobeats remix to that. Do you remember when that dropped? That was when that sort of summarizes a point in mine. Ooh.
So they came when ringtone. That's what I'm
When
saying.
ringtone.
Yes,
That's when they were saying.
It was lit.
Ringtone, yeah.
Ringtone.
And then J Hus
Greatest,
as well.
yeah.
J Hus was coming. Them Boy Pagan. Crept and Conan, Don't Waste My Time. Do you remember that? I caught that. Ain't on Nothing. Sleep.
Ain't on Nothing's when I just came back. So I just came back around that time.
Alright, so yeah,
Don't Waste My Time.
Don't Waste My Time, that
really
was big. Do you know the first time I met you was when you came to Leeds with
the Fuse?
Yeah, so Fuse had a little, I don't know, that show was so weird. I'd never seen a crowd like that to see Fuse, if that makes sense.
That was another thing as well. It was mad because that's kind of the transition of Afrobeats. Because before it went commercial, Fuse was clear. The one thing I say about Fuse is he was clear. Clear before we knew what clear was. But you just think at the time you're just living in the moment, innit? You're not thinking nothing.
Because that show was a big show. I'm saying like mums, like not just black people. That's what I'm saying. It was a different sort of crowd.
Not any.
Yeah.
Yo, so literally, like you look at the crowd, they see none of them, and it's all ages. You know, like you're coming from a time where everyone's the same age, same demographic. You go to a few show, it's not the same demographic, not the same age.
Different.
So it's like no things like man, if you got more than £100 in your bank, can't say you can't even say them things. It's like, you ready to have fun tonight? Like them kind of things. You know what I mean?
Treated like it's locals now.
That's what uni that I went to. That's
That's the first time I met Rob. And he was doing his Spice
UK, then my student radio. I tried to interview P, interviewed Fuse, them times. So we were further north, past that Midlands border. We were trying to pioneer our thing up there. So
it's mad because I didn't think people were doing the culture stuff up there. I always thought it was like down. So when I see Rob's in, I was thinking,
because your uni was very prominent for a lot of presenters. As we
said, so many
Ramel,
presenters there.
Henry, like Jaguar, Mo, there's so many people that have come from there.
Rare people. I think the student radio was a good place for learning, and I feel like a lot of people in the industry went to Leeds, so you always used to get that industry sort of feedback. I remember whilst I was at uni, I started working for the BBC at that time as well, in Hull, Manchester and Sheffield. I was doing introducing at that time. So because we were a bit further out, we had opportunities that a lot of people didn't sort of get. and then transitioning into radio down here. So
because it's mad, because him saying that, you wouldn't think that's the journey. A lot of people would think, like, just thought he just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
they don't know the graph that he's put in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
A
saying?
lot of presenters is like the student university, like student radio was like the best thing.
Yeah.
Even if you listen back to it, you just hear how dead the shows were first.
Yeah.
And secondly, it was like you had the freedom to do whatever you wanted and just like learn from your mistakes and stuff. For us, I remember it was when we used to have the Funky House MCs, when they used to do like their little sets with the DJs. And
that was so hard though, because you had who you had?
like
This probably before your time.
You
had Mr. Silver, you had Ramsey.
North London, hands in the air. South London, hands in the air. Yeah,
That would have been sick.
Don't piss me off.
I said,
Don't piss me off.
And again,
I was at school. What?
who made that song?
I don't know.
Big up you. Obviously, you done your thing.
When you guys mentioned sunglasses earlier, it reminded me of, was it Dot Star?
Yes.
It's a club to hold me for ransom.
It's a stick up. It's a stick up.
But you know what's mad? Even before our time, they were doing their own tours. They were going around
before
so they were going around different unis, killing it.
Because you used to have like various landmark raves.
Migraine Skank and all of them. Because remember, because some of them man got signed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Funky D. Funky D got signed. Obviously KIG for the Head, Shoulders, Knees and Toes.
got signed.
That was on the university circuit as well. But like you had certain landmark raves. So like your Stamina. Ice Cream Factory.
Freshers Jam.
I remember that Project London as well.
Was it what other ones were there? Obviously you had like later on was like the YOLO Monday. Was it YOLO?
So this is before Barfest.
So YOLO Monday was like around the Barfest period.
Yes, Barfest
That was
as
around the
well.
Barfest period.
Barfest was revolutionary though.
Lit.
Yeah, that was like
I never got booked for that, you know.
Really?
No, legit.
That's what we
Like
did.
that one.
That's a bit.
That's crazy.
fishy.
You know, I never went, but I would always catch the SoundCloud mixes. So I would look forward to, if there's a rave, seeing what the mixes are going to be like.
SoundCloud was big in them uni days as well.
Can we briefly talk about that? It was a transition of like from like you doing like the SoundCloud promotional DJ and mixes and stuff.
I don't know. For me, like I had a plan when I was starting DJing. I was like, cool. Like I want everyone to hear me, and there's some people are not gonna come raves to hear me. So like they need to hear me from their houses. So that's when I started doing the SoundCloud mixes and just started being consistent. And with that, it was like I used to put a lot of new songs in the mixes. So you would look forward to the mix knowing that you're going to hear new music.
And this is where we were catching our new music from. I used to go to the mixes to see what's popping before it's popping, sort of thing. I really missed that. I missed that era, you know.
Yeah, because I remember, because like even before you started radio, there was a lot of music that was hot and popping on the streets and XYZ. Then later you hear on radio.
Exactly.
But like now it's like the radio gets it before.
Straight. So we all get it at the same time.
I think one of the main things, obviously, if we are talking about the mixes and stuff like that, fam, how did the sound tag come about?
Where? How did it come about? So obviously when I started, I was making a mix and I needed to put like a finishing touch on it. And there was a guy called Ephraim from North London. His name is Missy One.
Yeah, that's right.
You've probably seen a video of him.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
Young Ben. And he says it in a squeaky voice. Yeah.
But I hope you're giving him PRS.
So he, and there was a time on Twitter they were testing stuff. You know, Twitter testing. So he was doing like voice memos saying "rah boy." So I was like, oh, like this sounds catchy. So I DM'd him saying, "Yo, bro, can you say it like this and send me different takes?" Boom, put it in a mix.
Damn.
That's actually very legendary, you know.
Yeah, I think that tag like took me from there to because even if you knew man or not, whether you thought I was good or not, you just knew
You
man's
knew
tag.
about that, yeah.
Because I think out of all of them, you had the most distinctive. Was yours
Between me and Afro
B.
What was Afro's on?
That's the girl singing DJ
Afro B.
Yeah, okay,
That one.
yeah.
And then also there was was it Yo Afro? Yo Drop That Bomb or something like that. It was that one as well. Then Kenny had one. Was this probably the same girl who done the Afro? She wanted to leave the studio and stay in there. Record my one as well. Stay in there. Shout out the Achilles there. But that period, I feel like what was sick was that, as you said, the man them were touring before touring, because you would have 1 week of booking in Hearts next. That probably because remember the race was like Monday, Tuesday, and then
There was no rules.
there was absolutely. I think the only
No rules,
thing
that was
didn't rave was
that was
Sunday.
lit.
You go to in the night. So say if you got a Midlands booking, you know you can get from Cove to Leicester. Just make sure one set's at 12 and one set's at 2. So you can go from like Cove to Leicester and then back.
If you was driving as well, then it'll just be
Yeah.
no problem. Yeah, the man them were literally touring.
But I feel like SoundCloud did play a big part in pushing the music culture though. Because like a lot of people, remember, didn't always go out to raves.
Yeah.
And if you did go out to rave, you was burst. So when you're like looking back or thinking about chilling or revising, you're listening to mixes. And them times is like, the music travelled, because even when you look at like the stats on the SoundCloud, there's bare different countries. So even though you're thinking you're killing it in just in the uni circuit, there's so many other countries listening. Because even now, like when I go to different countries, people are like, yeah, I listened to your SoundCloud mix, the R2B's one. This is like last year. I made the mix in 2012. So like, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, the music travels, but you don't know how much it travels.
Did you guys ever see yourselves like in university, like the mad stories of like people just moving, like Yallem or the Mandem just moving crazy in rave? So obviously for yourself as a DJ, obviously the connotation.
I went church. What do you think about, bro?
Not for you, but for like your peers or people around you, or stories you might have heard.
Nah, because there's that, and then obviously you got the F guys. Because it's not just the music that's popping. You got the F guys, and there's guys that are getting money. They got the newest whips. They got Gucci, like head to toe. Like it wasn't just the man that was doing music, you know. And then you have the people that were selling stuff you're not supposed to sell. You know what I mean? So like there was people getting it in. Then you have the smart guys that you have to buck to pass.
Come on, P, let's be real. No one was dancing with them lot in the dances.
Nah, but obviously
I can give you a first. No one cared about that.
But you know what it is, it's all part of the uni culture, because them man, you wouldn't side them off.
Yeah. They buy the tickets.
Exactly. Oh, they're driving.
Okay.
Brother, there's levels to this thing.
I said, look, P, you really lived this movie.
Yo, there's levels.
But did you feel like it was kind of annoying in the sense of where those were the connotations with, obviously, with yourself being a DJ, that people just assumed?
Do you know what it is? The assumptions is weird, because it's like, how I saw it, it's like, you have guys that live normal lives, they probably get in more than a DJ. It's just that because the DJ is popular, it's just in your face more. And that culture stems from like American DJs from back in the day, and you see them with bare girls and like the NW. If you watch the NW8 and like movies and like you'll see it's kind of like, but it's not like that in UK. And UK, everyone's stiff. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone's stiff. Like you think you're really gonna go to a dance here, bag 5 girls, take them all home? No way. In this UK, the girl will slap you, no matter who you are. You know what I mean?
Pick one. You better pick one.
Facts.
Nah, bro. It's like it wasn't just the main guys getting in. That's my point. Obviously, it's back in the DJs and that.
You done now.
You have to respect and rate the DJs though. Like I feel like because of your era of DJs is why I wanted to have guest mixes in my show, because for me I felt like you can't just skip everyone that's put in the groundwork and stuff. Like sometimes people who have got to know me now will hit me up and say, can I do a guest mix? I'm like, yo, do you know, I used to listen to you. And I was like, I think it's so important, because without that we wouldn't have this now, you know, and it's all work built upon work.
Because even them times there was no streaming.
There was no streaming.
There probably was, but no one was buying 99p songs. Or something like that.
It wasn't.
SoundCloud fumbled the bag.
It was a mix.
SoundCloud fumbled everything, fam. Claudia, did you obviously see, like, I don't know whether it might have been friends or people around, but they like a bit forward in like themselves towards like wanting to be cool with the promoters, the DJs, or
it was the promoters. They were the dangerous ones.
Most of the worst, man.
I feel like even till this day, the promoters are still dangerous. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they're still dangerous. Because they're sort of the plug. Do you know what I mean? They're the ones that are gonna get you where you want to go. So it's not really the DJs, is it?
Were they granting people like VIP passes and things like that, or?
Whether it's VIP, whether it's an area in the club, whether it's a table, whether it's free drinks, like there's different things that can be offered, you know what I mean? And obviously as a girl, you're not gonna, as long as there's nothing that you need to give him, you're not gonna take no for an answer, innit? If I can get free drinks, I'm gonna get free drinks.
It doesn't even matter what you look like.
Really?
I promise you, The promoters,
No comment.
The promoters were the cleanest cut guys, but they can market themselves to the girls in any way they want because they got the links to all of the DJs, the artists. So they can be like, oh yeah, that's me, I'm just with them, man, I know him, blah. Really, they don't know the artist, they're just paying him. But they can stand next to him like, oh yeah, it's my friend, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, my guy, we go way back.
You know that?
Yo.
And more time the artists are coming, slapping the promoters, give me my money.
Yeah, honestly.
You know?
I used to always hear about promoters that used to be doing the man them dirty, fam. Either taking too long to pay them or like.
You heard about that with DJs, especially.
Yeah.
At the end, you know what's mad? At the end of the rave, you'll see the promoter and just the DJs like chatting to the promoter. You just know it's about the money, like.
They're raising their hands. Oh, listen, bro.
Like.
Do you know what the problem was? It was lack of financial education.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're doing a rave, you have to, like, back in the day, I don't think people budgeted. They just assume that if the capacity is 400, they just assume 400 times 20, that's how much you're getting. Yeah. They're not including how much you have to pay the venue, the staff that has to be paid,
the sound engineer.
If you're doing a coach rave, you might have to pay for the coach first and get the money after. So it's like they didn't
cash
put
flow was a bit mad.
Yo, it's like, so they didn't put none of that into consideration. So then at the end of the night, the DJs are thinking like, cool, like, we've made the rave.
Yeah.
So pass the peas.
Do you know the worst excuse? Oh, the online ticket sales, they don't come till Monday. You know the online ticket sales, they don't
Promoters are
drop.
punks, you know. Promoters are bastards.
And it's that one because you know it doesn't. There's no argument.
Yeah. So like, what are we just gonna stand there and shout at each other? Like, I know your piece ain't dropped, but you should have known that before. You know.
That's not my business.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's
mad. Shout out to promoters that are still in debt. Guys, thank you so much first and foremost for coming down. Plug anything that you've got going on right now so that the people's them can obviously listen, watch, support in any way.
Fuego out now, featuring Camila on Twitch. Make sure you check out Brenya Homecoming Freestyle.
Cheers.
And follow the socials, you hear me?
Cheers.
Yeah, you can catch me on The Beat London Monday to Thursdays, 1 to 4 p.m. Yeah. That's literally it.
Capital Extra 7 till 10 Monday to Thursday.
Peace.
Saturday 4 till 7 homegrown.
Come on.
UK interviews, all of that.
Love
And
it.
I just started a new thing, YouTube. Sunday nights, tracks and tactics if you like football and music.
Yeah, that is lit. Yeah.
Shout out the dog.
Also shout out all the Man United fans in the world. We love you very much.
Arsenal up in this.
This is the part we cut off. Guys, thank you so much. No capping, you done know. Free Bricks and Jim Jones. Back.